with us as we stay in the region. In a new development in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, Moscow says it expects 18 more children to return to Russia and is currently compiling a list of their names to hand over to Kyiv. That's according to Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. On the battlefield, Russia claims its forces have taken control of a village in Ukraine's Dnipro region, the first such gain in the central region since the start of the war. The defense ministry confirms Russian troops have captured the settlement of Dashchne, a significant move in Moscow's push to gain ground in the region that has faced relentless strikes since 2022. The Dnipropetrovsk region, known for its strategic mining and industrial value, remains crucial to Ukraine's war effort and economy. Meanwhile, according to Russia's defense ministry, troops have also seized control of Besalivka in the northern Sumy region, along with Dachne in eastern Ukraine. And in an escalation of attacks on military infrastructure, Ukraine's army says Russian drone strikes hit 2 separate recruitment centers, wounding 4 people. 3 were injured in Kharkiv and 1 in Zaporizhzhia. Ukrainian officials believe these targeted attacks are part of a broader strategy to undermine their mobilization efforts. Now we go back to our guest discussion with our guest. He's a Major General, retired Singh, Strategic Affairs and Senior Defense Expert. Thank you, Singh, for staying with us. Now looking at this news, what are the potential humanitarian and political implications of Russia's announcement to return children back to Ukraine amid ongoing conflict?
You see, there's a double-edged weapon which is being existing in the Ukraine-Russian war. On one side, in recent times, particularly after President Trump has come back to power 2.0, the talks of ceasefire have been on, but the ceasefire has not materialized. Russia has got its own rigid stance in these conditions, and on the other hand, Ukraine too has a similar stance. So the two are not meeting ground. Now, despite that, there have been certain prisoner exchanges which have taken place, particularly after the first talks, and now this children being returned is part of that, I would say, that it is taking place. Simultaneously, Russia is launching heavy attacks into Ukraine, and so has Ukraine also launched major drone attacks in the recent times, Operation Spiderweb being the fiercest of it, and other drone and missile attacks are taking place from both sides. So the children part of it is perhaps guided by, I will not say fully humanitarian issue, because the sort of war which is taking place, there is a lot of destruction and death which is occurring. Now, you have also covered about Russia having made advances in the Dnipropetrovsk region, which is the central region of Ukraine. And I think why Russia has made advances in others who are covered in Sumy, I can cover one by one. In the central region, it is providing Russia that depth from its 4 oblasts, which it has got in its occupation now, Luhansk, Donetsk, the Zaporizhzhia, and Kherson. So this particular Dnipropetrovsk area provides Russia with depth to this mining region, and it is also an industrial hub, plus also a logistics hub. So Russia gets the advantage of controlling the military logistics movement, military movement of Ukraine out here. Now that is one point. Secondly, in Sumy, what Russia has done is that they are trying to balance out the Kursk occupation by Ukraine. Now they come into the underbelly in Sumy, so they will try at one time in the operational thing, as per my thinking, to envelop the Ukraine forces in Kursk. That will be the aim. And likewise, they have made these advances as a bargaining chip. You see, they have now staked their claims on the 5 oblasts, the 4 I covered, and the 5th being Crimea. So any ceasefire agreement has to come into effect. Then the bargaining chip will be there that we can vacate these new areas which Russia is advancing into. Now, this is Russia's, let me tell you, that it's Russia's westward movement into Ukraine's fortress defenses. They call it the steel porcupine defenses. So if they crumble, it'll be difficult for Ukraine. They're already outmanned, they're already outgunned, and as current as now, America has also seized the military armament supplies to them. So the NATO nations are helping out, but Ukraine is outstretched in every manner. Maybe UK, Germany, and Norway are providing them support in billions of euros, plus to set up the artillery production, the ammunition, the artillery systems, the drones, and the likes. But that's a long-term thing if the war has to continue. So I would say Russia has adopted this present advances with a view not to carry out deep penetrations, but carry out slow and steady occupation of territory in Ukraine, in the central region, and west of these four oblasts which are there. So over to you, having said this much.
And last but not least, what impact do targeted drone strikes on Ukrainian recruitment centers have on Ukraine's military capabilities and morale during this conflict?
Well, it's again a very devastating effect on Ukraine because their mobilization centers of recruitment are being decimated, and so any fresh recruitments which Ukraine dearly requires manpower, they are going to be denied with that. So the new recruits, fresh recruits will not be coming. So the Ukrainians will be hit hard on that. And when you are targeting these recruitment centers, or ipso facto, the civilian targets also will be hit. So this is going to have a major adverse effect on Ukraine's fighting capability in terms of manpower. I've already covered America cutting off the armament supply, military supplies to Ukraine. They are being very hard hit. They are in dire need of air defense systems. They are dire need of increasing their drone capabilities, which they have in abundance, but they need much more because Russia itself has now created a very major drone capability, and they've been carrying out very major attacks on Ukraine through their drones as well.
Thank
So
you.
over to you.
Thank you very much, Major General.